Hello everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Anna. I'm sharing with you this beautiful dies released by Lady Eve flower number 8, and I will share with you tutorial how to make these lovely flowers. So I will be working on those dies today, this large and the small one, and this is the flower what I will share with you how to make. So I will create one large and one small flower. To create large flower, I will need 3 layers of Foamiran and 2 layers for little one. And you can also see that I've created flowers just using different stamens. So the pointy one and those little matte ones with the pearly effect. They are quite cute. So I will be working with archival inked spiced marmalade and archival ink Viridian from Ranger. So I'm working with blending tool today, and I'm starting applying ink on my layers. So firstly I'm inking the center of the flower on both sides for my large flowers. So just carry on repeating the process in the same order. As you can see, I'm not dabbing my blending tool in the ink very heavily. I'm just gently touching the ink pad and then smooshing the ink on the layers. For the last layer, which is the 3rd layer, you need to only ink it the top layer because it's not going to be much visible once the all layers stick together. So I'll just carry on the process in the same way to ink my large layers, and then I will move on and ink my small layers. So as you can see, it's nothing complicated. It's quite easy and simple steps to follow. So I hope you will be able to grab your dies, your Foamiran, stamens, inks, and create the flowers with me in the same way. For the little flowers, I'm inking 2 petals on the edges like so. And for the bottom layer, I only need to ink the top layer only. It would be ideal if you keep top and the bottom layers separately, so you will know which part was inked from the top and the bottom and which one is only on top, which will make it easy for you to work later on. So I'm just carry on repeating the process once all the layers are inked with this orange ink, and then I will move on and start inking with the green ink. So by the time I will be doing this, I will place the music on for you, and we'll meet you in a second or so. Start with the small flowers first, and I'm applying the ink on just one petal like so. The 2 layers on the top layer, top and the bottom, and just the top layer for the bottom layer. So I'll just carry on working in the same way once all the layers are covered with the green ink. flower, I'm starting with the bottom layer first, so I'm just inking one petal only. And then I'm moving on for the top and the middle layer, and then I'm inking just on the edges between two petals, like so. It will create nice dimensional and movement in the layers once they are sticked together. So I'll just carry on and repeating the same process on both of my other two layers. So once again, the bottom layer, only one petal get inked, and then first and the middle layer, I'm inking in between two petals. So now it's time to shape our flowers. So I'm bringing my iron, and my iron is just an ordinary iron with a steam off, and the temperature is between 2 and 3 dots, so it's between cotton and linen. So I'm placing my layers on the iron for a few seconds until they start curling up, until they start lifting up, and I'm squashing the top of the petals in my fingers. I'm just curling them in this way. So as you can see, just twisting in my fingers like so. So I'm just repeating the process for all of the layers in the same way. So it's nothing complicated. You can follow my steps quite easily to create the flowers in the same way. So now I'm moving on to the little flowers, and for the little flowers I'm just placing them on the iron for a few seconds until they start lifting up and just releasing them. By the time they are still warm, you've got a time to shape them a little bit. So if, for example, they curl up a little bit too much, you've got a time to stretch them in your fingers and give them a shape whatever you want. Like so. As you can see, this one I've held it a little bit longer, just to give you the idea how you can shape those flowers, those layers in your fingers. You don't necessarily need to use the tools. So all my layers are ready now. So now I'm unfolding the large layers for my flowers, and I'm gently stretching each of the petal in my finger. I'm avoiding stretching and doing anything with the top of the petals of my flower. I would like those to be shaped like so. And then the bottom layer I'm just holding in the center and gently stretching my petals upwards, but just the bottom layer only. For the top and the middle layer, I'm just stretching petals in my fingers like so. And then I'm using this Tim Holtz poking tool to create a hole in the center, which will help me to pull the stamens through. So just carry on repeating the process in the same order for those layers for my large flower. Now for the little flower, I only need to poke the hole in the center for the top layers only. I don't need to make a hole on the bottom layer. So now I have stamens ready to work and create my flowers. So I'm using those stamens in the heart, little heart shape. So for the large flower I need 4 white stamens and 3 yellow. So I'm just putting them in the same length. I'm just making them even, just roughly, and then placing them on the wire, this small wire, like so. And pushing through my first layer. Okay. Now I'm applying a small amount of a hot glue. This is my new hot glue gun from Sizzix. This is the hot glue gun I purchased specially just to work in and making flowers, because it's got pointy end, which is easy for me to control the amount of the glue I'm applying. So I'm pushing the stamens down a little bit and squashing my petals at the bottom and shape them a little bit like so. Now I'm applying a second layer. So before you glue the layers together, you've got a time to position your layers and petals. Remember not to overlap petals. That creates special and dimensional look to your flowers. So I'm just applying a small amount of a glue and just pushing it just to make sure the layers are sticked together, like so. So as you can see, it's very easy and very simple, and as well the flowers are very pretty to use on your project. So now I'm just chopping up the excess of my stamens and will apply my third layer. So I'm just firstly checking how I'm going to position my layer, and then applying a small amount of the glue and sticking together. So my large flower is ready. That's how it looks. Now I will create one little flower. So for the little flower, I will need 1 white and 1 yellow stamens. You can find those stamens from 14 craft bar, which I will link you their shop in the description box below, as I mentioned earlier. So I'm applying my stamens on the wire, gently pushing through, and then holding my petals down a little bit. So now I'm applying a small amount of the glue and pushing my stamens down like so. And then you've got a time to shape your petals. Now I'm chopping the excess of my stamens, taking the bottom layer without a hole. Just position my top layer first, applying a small amount of the glue and sticking layers together. So there you go, my little flower is ready. So you just carry on the same process and creating as many flowers as you like. You can use different inks of your choice. As you can see, I've worked with quite a few different inks there. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you will find it inspirational. Please make sure you will check Lady E dies. This one is flower number 8. And you have 4 dies in the set. So till the next time, my dear friends, I will talk to you super soon. Bye for now.